sharing some insights into how I got into this hotel room in Denver and why it's such a stark contrast with having lived in the forest for many years, the past few years. And I start to get these intuitions that I would be traveling all over the map and sharing insights from the forest. Now, I didn't exactly anticipate that I had no context that I would be joining Team Terralux when I started this journey. I got these downloads while I was living in the forest, primarily in Nicaragua, a little island called Ometepe. Between that island and Diamante Valley in Costa Rica, and going really deep into my connection with nature, consciousness, permaculture, and seeing the advancements of AI contrast the ecological degradation, contrast what I've been learning with the ethics, design, principles, and the whole worldview that permaculture offers a complete solution, including social and economic design systems that could easily, or shall I say, could very well be implemented in a coordinated global and bioregional action plan. And seeing how permaculture had open sourced while still having a proprietary trademark the wisdom of permanent agriculture and permanent culture through, for example, the permaculture designer's manual by Bill Mollison. I saw the imperative to combine the ethics and design systems that permaculture offers with open source innovation, particularly as it relates to software, although I am realizing the imperative of open source hardware solutions as well, and generating profit with purpose in order to give the existing financial system the effective, logical, practical reason to invest all financial capital into ecological regeneration in a way that would return multi-generational wealth financially, socially, ecologically, culturally, creating new knowledge commons, and to be able to find the language pattern that I could articulate to all these different groups of people, from investors, developers, executives, brand builders, turned out to be one of the greatest challenges of my life. And this is what led me to Terralux, was simply trusting this intuition. A long story short, I give credit and thanks to Ryan Smolar, who sent $33,333.33 in trust to kick off the Open Source Everything Guild and start to incubate technologies that align with these three core values of open source innovation, permaculture ethics, and profit with purpose. To build a fundamentally re-engineered economy, an open source economy, turned out to be no small feat. I went out on a journey to find all of the investors that align with ethics and understand the value of high tech, high nature. And I started to write about open source ecological accounting and apply for grant funding. And I did not get the grant funding, however, through writing a grant application for open source ecological accounting, I was introduced to Mayan Metzler, the CEO of Terralux German Kitchen Center, and an extraordinary executive that understands the imperative of applying ethics end to end, applying permaculture as a design system, and creating open source innovation while still safeguarding the profit with purpose, which implies, in many cases, proprietary technology, which can, in fact, the paradox being that there can be a way to integrate developing proprietary technology and developing open source innovation. What I'm learning through this journey is that the time cycles of open source innovation, due to the contribution of people around the world that have different skills, experiences, perspectives, and taking time to create open source solutions, find common understanding and language, to test and validate that these solutions are in fact filling a need, creating some efficiency, and distributed in such a way that assigns a fair allocation to all stakeholders. I've been putting out repo after repo of code publicly. However, there's a difference between publishing code publicly and developing a complete open source solution. Being able to create profit with purpose while developing open source innovation with permaculture ethics. This creates a whole new timeline to develop social enterprises cooperatively, giving all stakeholders accessibility. I thought that, like many times that I've saw fundraising, I thought that we might raise all the money in the world by now, starting to incubate hundreds of new enterprises. And I'll report back that $33,333.33 so far has been the one investment to go into the Open Source Everything Guilds. And it's incubated many ideas. It's still incubating many ideas. Probably the most promising is the spatial network and the EarthCare network. The Terralux ecosystem has become the testbed to see how to match proprietary technology with open source innovation. This is why I've started to document the Homes That Heal playbook. This is why we're working on an open source bioregional next level application with the spatial network. And I'm continuing to document the integrative organizing methodology for social enterprise creation. With integrative organizing, distributing the insights through digital publications while creating the proprietary experience through physical mastermind experiences. Paradox is a very important aspect of the creative process. Celebrating the great progress while humbly accepting that this is just the beginning.